this video, we're going to talk about how to use a TI-83 or TI-84 graphing calculator to create a scatter plot. So the very first thing I need to do is enter my data into the calculator. And to do that, I'm going to press Stat, and I'm going to choose this very first option, number 1, Edit. Now, you may have some data from previous problems entered into L1 or L2 already. I like to start with a clean slate. So I'm going to go up to the top, highlight either list, L1 or L2. We're going to use them both. I'm going to press Clear, and then I'm going to press Enter, and it's going to get rid of all of these numbers here so that I can start fresh. Let's do the same thing for L1. I'm going to highlight L1, I'm going to press Clear, and then I'm going to press Enter right here. So I'm going to enter in all of my X values into L1. All of my Y values, I'm going to plug those into L2. So I'm going to take just a moment to plug in these data sets. This is on our Canvas page. It should be right above this video. But for my X values, I have 2,521. I'm going to enter the number, and then after each one, I'm going to press Enter, and you should see it pop up in L1. So for the next one, 2,555. Enter that data value, then press Enter, and boom, it shows up right there. So we'll do the remainder of the X values. We've got 2,735, Enter. I've got 2,846, Enter. 3,028, Enter. 3,049, Enter. And then 3,198 for my last two, 3,198. So I've got all of my X values entered into L1. I'm going to do the same thing for L2. I'm going to do the same thing for my Y values. So for there we have 400, we have 426, we have 428, we have 435, 469, 475, what else? 488, and lastly 455. One thing that you'll want to double check is that we have the same number of X values in L1 as we do Y values in L2. If we have more X values than Y values or vice versa, we're going to end up with an error. So I've got my data entered into the graphing calculator, which is great. Next thing I need to do is I need to go turn on the stat plot. To do that, I'm going to press this blue second button in the upper left-hand corner, and then I'm going to press Y equals. You'll see this little blue stat plot. That's what we want. Any of these three plots will work. We're just going to choose the very first one for simplicity's sake. So we're going to choose number 1. And we want to make sure that we turn that one on. So if it's not on already, we're just going to go ahead and press Enter to toggle it on. And then for type, your graphing calculator can do all these different types of graphs. We're just going to choose that very first one, which is a scatter plot. It should be chosen by default. If not, you can highlight it and then press Enter. And then X list, we want to make sure that says L1. Y list, we should make sure that says L2. If for whatever reason you don't have those there, you can enter in L1 by pressing second and then the number 1, and then the same thing for 2, second, and then 2 for L2. The mark and the color don't matter. That's just going to be how our scatter plot shows up on our graph. And we should be ready to go and graph it. So if I go ahead and press Graph, nothing shows up. And that's because the graphing calculator is showing us the default graphing window. We need to make sure we change that so that it shows all of the data values that we've entered in. So to do that, I'm going to press Zoom, and then I'm going to choose number 9 all the way down here. It says Zoom Stat. This will automatically adjust the viewing window to show all of the data that we've entered in. So I'm going to choose that one, and we should see our scatter plot pop up just like this. Each one of these dots represents an ordered pair that we have from our data, and there we go. And this is a nice way that you can quickly look at the scatter plot of a smaller data set at least, and be able to talk about, the shape, the trend. Is it increasing, decreasing? Is it associated or not? One quick thing I want to mention before we wrap this video up: if you go to enter in your data, and for whatever reason you don't have L1 or L2, you may have, or whoever used it before, may have accidentally deleted all your lists. So you can end up with a situation where, oops, I don't have an L2. If that's the case, press Stat and then we're going to choose number 5, Setup Editor, and this will just return all of your lists back to where they were. So we're going to press Enter, and then Enter one more time. And it should pop up right away. So if we go back to our list editor, so press Stat, and then number 1, Edit, there we go. We've got our L1 and our L2 back. So that's one way. If you accidentally delete them or it's missing for whatever reason, you can get those back really quickly. If you ever need to go back and look at the scatter plot again, you should be able to, because we've already adjusted the viewing window, you should be able to just press Graph, and then your scatter plot will be right there.